Hey everyone, and welcome to Isms by Josie. Today we're going to be doing part 3 of our video series, doing this crafter square mouse. For my returning subscribers, thank you so much for tuning in, and for my new viewers, please consider subscribing, share, hit that like button, leave a comment below, and click on that notification bell for future videos. Okay, you guys, this is the last leg of this series, and it's probably my favorite part because we are almost done with this, and hopefully it's not going to be such a pain. But I've created the body parts for this mouse, and so now I'm going to be taking the stuffing that comes with this kit. And if you've seen in my previous video where I did the puppy, this stuffing is the softest thing you can ever feel. I really like, I guess whatever material what is this, polyester? I don't know. What is this, velvet? But anyway, so here's our little body. We're definitely gonna have an interesting time stuffing this because look at this hole here. Not only do we have to get stuffing all the way down to the feet, but we have a super tiny hole to put the stuffing through, but on top of that, it has to go through the tiny hole of the body as well. So I'm sure that there's tools to put stuffing inside, but I'm just going to use the needle that they gave us and hope for the best. We have our 2 arms that are different sized because I didn't do my stitching the same. And we have 2 different sized ears because I didn't do my stitching the same. So there's that. Okay, let's start with the tiny pieces. They're not easy, but you need to do this because you don't want to run out of stuffing and then not have enough for the appendages. So I'm just going to grab a little and I'm going to place it over that hole and start using my knitting needle or crocheting needle and try to stuff it in there. So this is where it's going to get rough. I'm going to try using my fingers as well. Do what you need to do to get this sucker in there. And this is probably the downside of these cute tiny little projects. They're just so tiny that squish. They're so tiny that it's really hard to work with, especially if you have big fingers, big hands, but we're going to try to get through this. And this stuffing is just so fluffy that it's just moving everywhere. So right, this is probably going to be the last bit that I'm going to be putting in here, and then I'm going to move on to the next arm. Guys, if there is another, send me your how-to. If there's anything that you want to see, just comment below and I'll try to do it. So we have our little arm here. Let's do the other arm. And again, this was a request to do the mouse, so I am making this video for that request. Hopefully I'll be able to get the characters that you're looking for. because I only went to one Dollar Tree and it had a decent amount of, I grabbed one of everything. So, and I think there was 5 I guess figures. They're not all animals, so I guess you could say they're animals. Yeah, there were like 5 different animals I got then. One of them was a dinosaur, so that's an animal. And then a unicorn. That's kind of like a mystical animal, I guess. Okay. We stuffed the arms. Okay. And then, believe it or not, we have to stuff the ears. Not too much. And it's really hard to guess kind of how much you'll need. You just kind of have to feel it out. So in these instructions, you guys, it says to do the eyes. And I told you, now that I have these kits, the first video I had where I did the teddy bear, I only had the instructions, but the kit comes with everything you need, and there's eyes in here, but it is a choking hazard. So if you intend on giving this, it says to anybody under 3 years old. If you intend to give this to anybody at a young age and you're worried about the choking hazard, don't use it. I'm just gonna sew on everything. So it's gonna ask you to kind of do that now. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab some black yarn. I want to use this, but okay, so here's the thing. Since I'm sewing this on, the instructions, I want to follow the instructions by doing the eyes first on here before I stuff. But since I'm sewing it on, I'm just going to wait till the very end because I might still have this black thread left over to do the eyes. If not, I'll use black yarn. But yeah, at your own discretion, you can decide whether or not you want to use these plastic eyes or not. And again, I'm not going to use them. Okay, so now it's asking you to stuff the body and everything. So let the games begin. And if you have to do it in pieces, I guess do it in pieces. There's no other way, really. And I'm just kind of concerned about getting everything down there and what process I should do. Instinctually, you're going to want to just stuff the head and everything, but then how are you going to get down to the body? And at this point, I don't even know if I'm even getting there. They should have had this, had you make it separately. Like, I get it, but guys, I have no idea if I am getting this inside the body. I think I'm just swirling it around in the head. So I wish I could just take this apart. Let's see. I know. Alright. See what I'm doing here? I'm just gonna try pushing that sucker past the neck. You have to at least get it past that neck to make sure that you're getting it down into that body. And I can feel it getting in there. So I do have a wad of stuffing. The only issue is it gonna make it to the legs? So that's the only thing. I guess I can try to redirect it. And what I'm doing here is not that great either, because you're stretching that hole. I mean, it's always fixable. You can always crochet it tighter. I mean, seal it off tight. Okay, so I got a decent amount of stuffing into that leg. We're gonna repeat this process. So, I mean, it definitely helps if you have tiny fingers. And mine are not that, you know, I say pudgy fingers, but mine are not that big. So, I mean, I am lucking out here, but I definitely wish I had smaller fingers. You can feel that stuffing get in there. And you can kind of see it as I'm pushing it down. It's getting plumper in areas, so I'm not doing bad. And then you guys, in the last videos, I feel like they didn't give you enough stuffing to make it nice and, like, I don't want it too firm, but I don't want it loose either. So I added my own stuffing. So, I'm kind of concerned I won't be able to do that this time because my stuffing is a lot stiffer than their stuffing. Okay. So we are getting it all in there. It's coming along. I mean, it looks like they gave us a decent amount this time, so I'm a bit shocked and happy about that, but I feel like I don't know if I can fit all the stuffing in here now. You either get too little or too much. But I guess it's good, kind of like, if you only knew, if you got like all of these, and then you knew how much they would give you, you can like split it up. Because I felt like the puppy that we did last video needed more stuffing. So if only you knew how much you needed for all the other animals, I would kind of take some of this one. So this is coming along quite well. I mean, it is getting a little puffy now, and I could probably fit a little bit more and have enough for the head, so I might not need to add any more stuffing to this. Okay, and now I'm going to fill the head up. It's definitely filling out. You can definitely see where I did this super tight, this leg, and then this leg I did it so loose. Let's try to fill this a little bit more. Look how much stuffing I have left. They definitely well, I don't know, we'll see. It might be just right. So you can tell by the amount of squish. So this is pretty firm. Yeah, I'll probably end up putting the rest of this stuff just so that it's even to firmness. And then just remember, you guys, like as this mouse ages, the stuffing is going to lose its springiness, so it's going to get flatter and squishier over time. Alright, so I fit everything. This is so cute. Alright, so in the instructions, it has you do the eyes, and then the stuffing, and then you have to attach the ears. Let's see, crochet the 2 legs, and join the following, and join by following this, the step 1. Wow, this is crazy. Push that up. Crochet the 2 legs and join by following the step 1, which is crazy because we linked the legs together and it's attached to the body. Okay, step 1, keep crocheting the body, the head by following the stitch of step 2. Okay, step 2, step 3, step 4. It's just reiterating everything that we did. Insert the plastic eyes to the head and stuff the head and body with fiber fill. Join the ears, arms, and body together like the illustration. Finally, embroider the facial features following the illustration. Okay. So now we have to attach the ears. So we're going to take I mean, surely it should have told you that you have to close this off. So I'm going to close this off. So we're just going to crochet, and you know what? Let's work. Oh, it doesn't really matter. But I'm going to weave this in and out of these stitches. We know there's 6 on here. So, is this fiber fill? Okay. And I'm just going to keep grabbing the excess that we saved up here. And I'm just going to do this. And then I guess for the last one, I'm going to pull the excess through the loop, but pull it all the way through. And I missed one. I missed this little piece. I'm going to see if I can try to get back in here. Okay. And then grab this, pull it all the way through. And then I'm going to tighten it. And I'm going to tuck in that excess piece by simply just pushing it down into the head. Okay. So I have my sealed off mouse body and head. Then I'm going to take my ear and then we have to, I'm going to do the same thing with the crocheting. I'm going to crochet it in there. So we gotta, let's pick a nice side actually. We have this side, I mean it's a little oblong, but so we have this side, we have this side. I think I'm gonna just use this side. Squish the stuffing to how you like to see it. And then I'm gonna take the ears and I'm gonna just place it here, I guess. And so what I'm going to do is we are going to work from behind. So just stick your needle into the head and then stick it into the ear. And then we're going to grab some yarn. Oops. Grab some yarn. Where it might get a little crazy. Oh wait, before you do that, stick it back into the head so that you have a seal on both front and back. Okay, then grab the yarn. We're going to pull it through everything. Try to fish it through everything here. And it's going to be hard to see, but just feel your way out. Pull it all the way through. So we got that first part. Now we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to go from the front side this time. Okay. Put it through the ear. Put it through the back of the ear. And then put it through the head again. And then we're going to yarn over and pull the yarn through everything. Again, feel it out. And that didn't work. I got stuck somewhere. So just have to do it again. Stick it through the head. Stick it through the front of the ear. Stick it through the back of the ear. Stick it through the back of the head. And then just find your way through the other side. There you go. And you see what I'm doing here, you guys? So I'm just weaving in and out of the head and the ears just to secure it on there. So again, we're going to go through the back of the head, back of the ear, front of the ear, front of the head, yarn over and pull through everything. Sometimes you just have to wiggle it through there. Okay. And then this will be the last time, I think. So put it through the head, put it through the front of the ear and the back of the ear, and then the back of the head. And then we're going to pull it one more time. And tighten it up. So now we have this piece left. I'm just going to find a little spot somewhere, and we're going to do a little loop, and we're going to yarn over and pull that through the loop all the way through, and we're going to pull the end, tighten that knot, and again just bury this in here, and you have your ear. Okay, so now we're going to attach the other ear, and the only thing hard about this is you just got to make sure everything is even. So you have to put it in the right spot so that it looks symmetrical. Okay, so when I come back, I'm gonna sew the ear on. Okay, let's get to this. Just gonna smack it in here. We're gonna start from the back. Stick your needle through the head. Stick it through the ear, the back of the ear, and then the front of the ear. And then to the front of the head. And we're just finding spots. It's not gonna be like, you know, you don't need to count off where you need to put it in there. You just need to just look at it visually and figure, okay, I gotta move it here a little bit. You can always undo it if you don't like the placement, but that's how we're starting off. Now we can go flip this over from the front side, stick the needle in, stick the needle in the front part of the ear, and then the back side of the ear, and then back of the head. Use the stitches to guide you. They should all just line up however you place them so that you get a nice smooth pull through the other side. And that's how simple it is. You don't have to overcomplicate it. Let's stick it through the back of the head, back of the ear, front of the ear, in front of the head. And pull the yarn through all of that. Okay. One more time. I'm going to do front of the head, front of the ear, back of the ear, back of the head, yarn over, pull up a loop, and there you have, actually I think this side is the front side, I don't remember. Well, they both look okay, except this one you can kind of see the stitches go off. But what I'm going to do now, same thing we did before, let's pull up a loop here and then fish this end piece through that loop. It's getting real tight. Pull the end of the yarn and then tuck it in into the head there. Just push that in there. And we're going to rearrange the stuffing since I kind of moved it around. So there we got the two ears. How cute. Oh my gosh. Putting it together is so cute. Okay. So after we sew on the ears, then you have to plus the arms. So we're going to do that. We've got our arms here. Let's see how I want to put this. So I think this way it makes the hands look like they're going up. I don't necessarily like how I transitioned here. It's a little sloppy, but you know, sometimes it just doesn't look that pretty and you just have to hopefully ignore it. So I'm going to touch it like this. And I'm a little already disappointed that you can tell the size difference. But like we did with the ears, we're going to start putting the needle in the front part of the body. Then we're going to put it through the front part of the arm, the back part of the arm, and then back part of the body. Pull through the loop there. Then we're going to flip it over, put the needle through the back side of the body, back side of the arm, front side of the arm, and then front side of the body. Yarn over, pull up a loop. Pull it out. Okay, and maybe one more time. Front side of the body, front side of the arm, back side of the arm, back side of the body, yarn over, pull through all the loops. And there you go. So let's take the excess here. Let's fish it through the body here. Take the excess and pull it through that loop. And then tighten up this knot. So if you have a longer piece and you don't want to keep stuffing it, I would suggest putting the needle and somewhere in the back side here, slip it through till you can get near to that excess piece, yarn over, and then I would fish it through. And rather than pull it out, just push it down. Push it down till you think it's gone out of the way, and slip your needle out without dragging it back out. And that way we had just tucked in that excess piece. Guys, we're nearing the end. So exciting. This looks very cute, I must say. Now, I want to make sure this knot is on a fold. And I'm just reevaluating what the hands look like. I guess I could just do this. I think that'll be alright. So, I mean, hopefully no one tells that this mouse is clearly a righty. Oh my goodness gracious. Alright. Well, you know. What can you do? Alright. Slip it through the body. Slip it through the front part of the arm. Back part of the arm, and then back part of the body. And we're going to yarn over and fish that through all the loops. Okay. 2 more. Now through the back part of the body. Back part of the arm. Front part of the arm. Yeah, I've made these stitches on this arm so much tighter that I'm having a hard time finding the stitches. Okay, front part of one I just got. Okay. Front part of the body. Yarn over. And then we're going to pull it through all the loops. Oh man. Uh-oh. Oh! I'm trying not to lose it. Holding on to dear life with this one. Okay. Got it. Alright, last one. Front of the body. Front of the arm. Back of the arm. And back of the body. Yarn over. Pull through all the loops. Pull it all the way through. Okay, so now we have this arm attached. Let us slip this through here. Okay, then pull the excess through the whole thing. Tighten up that knot. Then the same thing like we did with the other side. Just stick the needle in, grab that excess, and then pull it. But don't pull it out of this hole, just push it down and then fish your needle out of there. Okay. Here we have the arms. So we are done assembling the mouse. Now we just got to do the facial stuff. Finally embroider the facial features following the instructions. So there's not much to the instructions. You just got to make it look like this or like this. You got the nose, the little line to the mouth, and then whiskers. So I'm going to see if I can do that, especially with the amount of yarn that they gave me in this kit. And while I'm here, I guess I can pull out an eye. These are the plastic pieces to make your eyeballs that I'm not going to use. And I just used the other needle from the previous kit. So buying these, I guess you can like collect, start collecting all this stuff. And now that I have a needle, I think that would be so much easier than using a crochet needle. So we'll see how that goes. But how did they tie this? Untying knots is not the best thing when you have filed nails, file extensions, because you file it down smooth and everything. Okay. So I have my two ends. Doing single yarn is okay. It's just if you double it up, it kind of saves you time. because it's like having a thicker pen to write down stuff. If we did it single yarn, we'd have to just keep sewing over and over again. Doubling it up, we can at least maybe double the effort for that. So here is my, which way should I have this? Okay, so let's make this the front. Okay, so I'm going to try to conserve the yarn because I want to try to make the whiskers, make the nose and the mouth, and make the eyes. So let's try the nose first. You just have to kind of gauge the middle. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect, you know. Handmade is handmade, and that's the best part of it. Whatever you do, it's gonna look so nice compared to just buying something at the store. Of course, if you buy something that was quote-unquote handmade at a store. Okay, so I'm just gonna knot this, and I just gotta figure out a way to kind of knot it and not have too much excess. So bear with me. This is all touch and go. Do it how you want to do it. There's no right or wrong. You know, this stuff is pretty much, it's like art, I feel. And you just do what you need to do. So I decided to kind of just double up this knot here. What I could do is fish this excess into the face, and how I do that is the same way that I did the excess for the arms and the ears. You just scoop it up and push it down in there. Maybe I want to wiggle this knot there so it's like a button tip of their nose. And I kind of wish that I did this excess. You can always pull it out like that and try again, because I moved that knot over to the middle. So I'm gonna do one of these. Okay. Now I'm gonna go and sew on the other side, and you want it to be kind of symmetrical or similar, and I want it to come up on the nose here, so try to fish it back up into that initial spot where we have that knot. Just carefully fish this through. So we now have our nose. Look how cute, you guys. Oh my gosh. Sorry. So now we have to do that little line there. So I'm going to stick this up through here, up again, let's see, yeah, up again to this area here. And we're gonna sew, like so. So now we have our nose. Now you can do a million things. You can just tie your knot here and then start with your whiskers, but I'm gonna try to sew on the whiskers without having to cut this off. I have a decent amount of yarn left, so I'm gonna try to see if I can. Actually, to be honest, I don't want to. Maybe I can figure out a way to yeah, because you know what, these double lines are just so thick that I actually want to do a single for the whiskers. So what I'm going to do is stick this. You can probably stick this, stick in the middle, see what happens. don't know. Stick this here. And then stick your needle through that loop. And we're going to pull this sucker in till it's tight, tight, tight. And then I'm going to try to knot this while I'm here. So I want to secure this, make sure that it's in there. And I don't know why the computer's going off. I'm gonna have to check that. Maybe that'll add to the nose that we're trying to do. Just keep pulling, pulling, pulling. Okay. Now that we have that, I'm just going to cut this off. I'm going to give a little bit of excess so that I can take my needle here, stick it back up through this tiny hole that I've been sewing the nose through. I'm going to grab this, I'm going to pull it in there, and I'm going to push this down into this head. And that's that, you guys. We have our nose. Okay, when I come back, we're going to do the whiskers. Okay, let's do the whiskers. So since I'm going to do these single, I'm just going to remove that double and I'm just going to knot it at the end. A loose knot because you want to take this out later. Just loose knot this. And then we're going to do some whiskers. So I'm going to stick it through here, stick it up here. I'm just going to fish this through. We're going to do the same thing that we did with the nose, just kind of figure out a way to tie this and since I'm here, let's see, first I'm going to tuck this piece in. So just slip your needle in the face, go up through that spot there, grab this excess and fish it through. Okay. So now I'm going to take the needle and I'm going to put it in the next spot where I want this whisker. Like this. And then I'm going to put it through here like so. And then I am going to pull it through this little loop that I made just to kind of give it a little fake knot here. Keep it from moving around. So I got that. So I got my whiskers on one side. I'm just going to do the other side, and to do that, very easy. Since we did make that fake knot, we can slip the needle back into the same spot. And I'm going to go to the other side around the same area. And we're going to fish that through. And then we're also going to stick this needle back in here to make that whisker and back through that same spot. And I'm going to put the needle through that loop again to make a fake knot. Okay, don't pull it too tight, just enough to make a nice line, not a loose line. So since we had that fake knot there, I can stick it through the same knot and then go through up here. That looks like about the same. Wait, is it? No, the next one over. Want to make it symmetrical, you guys. So do that. Then it looks like we go on this side here and stick it back through that same spot here. Okay. This is coming out, so just tighten it a little bit. Now we're going to put the needle into this loop to give it a fake knot again. And we have now that side. So what I'm going to do from here, I'm going to do what we did with the nose. So I'm just going to cut off, I guess, a little bit of this. And I'm going to tie a knot. And you want to get it as close to the base of the face as you can. And then what we're going to do, you're going to stick your needle somewhere in the face, stick it up through that same spot that we did just now, gather the excess, and then fish it through the face, tucking away that excess piece. Oh no, it wants to come out through the other side. If that happens, you can always just fish it out of there. Alright, so now we have our whiskers. Look how cute this is. Okay, so last part, we are going to put the eyes in, and I'm going to go back to the double because this is going to save myself some time. So I just want to loosen up this knot here. Okay. And then we're going to double up on this. Hopefully I have enough to do the eyeballs. I seemingly have enough, but you never know. So let's cross our fingers. So I'm going to place the eyes about here. Yeah, about here. And we're going to tie a knot around like we did with the rest of the facial features. Okay. And let's try to double knot it. Let's see if I can. So we are working tiny, you guys. Not a fan favorite, but you always want to try to get things so that you can save enough material as you can. And it's not a perfect tie, but I can always just tuck this in. I think I sewed that into the stuffing. Okay. And so now I just have to try to sew as circular as I could possibly get with this eye. It's not going to, because it is kind of like a cross stitch thing, but just try your best. So from here, just stick this needle in here, and I'm going to try to just slide on over to the same spot on the other side. And we're going to do the same thing. Okay. So now that I have the other eye sewn on here, it's not perfect, but you know what? It kind of looks like the little lights in their eyes. Of course, it's a little oblong here. Well, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna fix that. We're gonna fish this through here. Okay. And then we're gonna go back in here. So now I'll actually be able to tie this off. Going to go in between here. Okay, let's flatten this eye out. Okay. And then just to make it secure, I'm going to tie one more knot. As close to I can get it to the surface. And I'm going to cut this off here. And then I'm going to stick my needle through all this, get up near that excess piece, grab it, and pull it into the face. So this is done, you guys. Oh my gosh, we just did it. We completed this mouse. How cute is this, guys? So super cute. This definitely worked out better than the other ones that I did so far. So I'm going to select another one out of the bunch that I bought from the Dollar Tree. But if you have any requests, please comment below, send them to me, and I can try to do it for you. So thank you so much for watching, you guys. This is Isms by Josie. Please share, like, and subscribe for future videos, and I'll see you again next time. Thanks. Bye.